But today, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'll never stop it.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Unscripted here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, as well as on Northeast Streaming Sports' Roku channel. I'm going to be your host and producer, well as moderator, Logan Landers, and joining me on this star-studded panel for the NFL previews this upcoming week, Frankie C. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? Foxborough Frankie C. Changed the name for it, I see.
I'm doing good, Logan. I'm doing real good. Bo Nix, here we come. I've never seen my boys in the top 3 of the draft before. I'm excited. I can't
He said,
wait.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for the NFL draft of the year of 2024.
All right. Jay McLovin, what's up, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm just glad to see Frankie's smiling face rather than that damn logo that we have.
And speaking of our logo, stat guy Dustin Reese, what's up, man?
One coach has been fired this week. We could have a second coach get fired within the coming days, it appears.
Ooh. And who may that be?
You know who it is.
Brandon Staley.
I know who it is. But hey, he runs that defense. Don't tell him how to run defense. Don't tell him how to run the second highest payroll on defense for the second worst defense. Anyways, let's get into it.
And if he is let go, Kellen Moore takes over as head coach.
Jay's old buddy.
Hey, and while you're at it, you might want to put Eberflus as the third coach getting fired at the end of the season.
Wait, I'm confused. What coach got fired?
No, Frank Reich.
That's right. But he's not the only coach. They fired like 3 coaches yesterday. In the same organization.
They fired their head.
I'm talking head coach though.
Yeah. They fired like their running back. They fired everyone, dude.
Listen, it's not the news I wanted to hear. I'm waiting for the day that comes that says Robert Kraft has fired Bill Belichick. I'm waiting for that day.
And Foxborough Frankie C. is the new head coach. Well, let's get into it. Jay, we mentioned Cowboys a little bit with Kellen Moore. Let's talk about it now. They're taking on the anatomically correct Seattle Seahawks. So who's winning this one?
I like the play off the last show in this show, Logan. Kudos to you.
If you want to get the joke, go watch the NCAA previews and you'll get it.
See how we tie shows in? That's how we tie shows in, Logan.
That's how we do it.
Hashtag Cowboys are going to beat the crap out of the Seahawks. Look, Seahawks are 6-5, Cowboys 8-3. But look, Seahawks are coming off back-to-back losses. Now, I will give them one legit loss was San Francisco because San Francisco is a good team. But they lost to the Rams, too. The Rams, we all know the Rams are terrible. They're crap. So, one good, one bad. Cowboys are coming off a 3-game win streak. But, however, the 3 games that we won, I mean, they're mediocre teams at best, right? Washington, Carolina, the Giants. So you can't put a lot of weight into that. But what I would say is this. The reason why I bring that up is we all know what momentum is. And when you're riding about a momentum wave of winning, it just makes a culture of winning. If we got a culture of winning, you can take on the tougher teams. Not that Seattle is going to be that much tougher because let's be honest, Prescott is running circles around Geno Smith. I mean, it's not even close. Take Geno Smith's touchdown number, multiply it by 2, and you got Prescott's number, right? And he has 2 more interceptions than Prescott. So Cowboys are going to run that table. I will say the one bright spot with the Seattle is Walker the third. He is outperforming Pollard, but not by much, just by a little bit. at the end of the day, man, Logan, look, it comes down to heart, baby. And I'm telling you right now, this is Cowboys over the Seattle Seahawks. And honestly, man, we almost beat the damn Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all know that. We all know that. And I think the biggest problem with the Cowboys is penalties. It's always been their biggest problem. If they could ever stop committing penalties, this team would be awesome. It would be awesome. But that's the end of the story. The Cowboys got it. That's the biggest thing. If I have to say anything, Cowboys just don't commit the penalties. We make dumb penalties all the time. If you can do that, we're going to be good to go.
All right. Well said. Frankie, who you have winning this one?
Jesus Christ, it was really bad to have a Cowboy fan talk about his team first. You should have saved him for last. Mine is going to be quick and simple. Listen, I like Geno Smith. I like what he's been doing here. I like how he turned his career around since joining Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. But I just do not think that this Seahawks offense can match up with that red-hot Cowboys defense. I've been saying it since week one, and Jay is my witness because we talk every goddamn day. He knows that I tell him, this defense of the Cowboys is nasty. It's only the offense that the Cowboys nation and Cowboys have to worry about is that offense. But now that offense has clicked and we're getting towards the end of the season, this team in Dallas is looking scary. They've been scoring more than 30 points the last, 4 games now. And Seattle's losing back-to-back. Mind you, what Jay said, yes, they lose to the 49ers, and that's expected of them. 49ers are a red-hot team. But when you're coming up against Micah Parsons and this crazy, I don't want to curse, I don't want to say nothing crazy, but this insane defense of the Dallas Cowboys, it's really scary for Geno Smith. So I'm going to have to say the Dallas Cowboys is going to literally manhandle the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm glad that we finally see a bird that doesn't show no teeth.
Once again, if you want to find out the joke, watch the NCAA preview. All right, Dustin, who's winning this one? Seattle or will Dallas get the win going 3-0 in terms of the panel?
I'm really getting sick of the argument that the Cowboys are only as good as they are because they're not playing the best competition. Well, guess what? Schedules are made 4 years in advance.
Yeah.
You cannot plan for how good or bad a team is when you play them. All you can do is play the teams on your schedule, take care of business, and the rest will take care of itself. And the Cowboys are taking care of business, and they're doing it in a way that we haven't seen the Cowboys do as consistently as they're doing this year. Like, yes, the Cowboys had a great defense last year, but there were times when the Cowboys defense wasn't that great last year, and it ultimately did cost them some games when it mattered, especially in the playoffs. This year, even against Philadelphia, they lost that game 28-23, but they made life very difficult for the Eagles in that game. So this year they're playing consistently defensively, and Dan Quinn continues to just impress with that defensive scheme he's putting together, and he's going to get head coaching looks after this year. I just don't see any way that he's going to remain in Dallas unless he replaces Mike McCarthy at this point. But now the Cowboys offense is also playing with much more consistency this year than they did last year, and a big reason for that is Dak Prescott is taking care of the football. I mean, Dallas is probably not going to win the division because I think it would take an epic collapse by the Eagles for Dallas to get that. But even as the number 5 seed in the NFC, they're going to be a team that nobody wants to face come the playoffs. And I think Dallas keeps it rolling. I think Seattle's kind of hitting that late season swoon that they hit last year, kind of in the same situation. I like Dallas to win this game 27-17.
Yeah, I'll go with the clean sweep. I think the Cowboys are just too hot right now. Seattle, bit of an up and down season. Last year they surprised some people, at least Geno Smith did. This year, kind of come back down to earth slightly. The Cowboys, they're getting hot at the right moment. Like I said, we're in the latter half of the season now, and they've been looking really sharp. So I'll go the Cowboys, also getting to win this one. I'll go Dallas 30, and I'll go Seattle 14.
Wow.
Super quick. Bland has 5 pick sixes. That's an NFL record. I think he gets number 6 pick 6 against Seattle with Geno's turnover ratio.
All right. And here we are, another 2 powerhouses, NFC Championship. We're doing it again here. But 49ers Eagles, really good game last year. Bring it back this year in that rematch. So Jay, kick things off. Who's winning this one, man?
Yeah, 49ers, Eagles, I'll be super quick. I think 49ers, they could get it, man. I know it sounds crazy to say that because the 49ers are 8-3 versus 10-1 Eagles, But the Eagles have been kind of having some rather close games. See Buffalo Bills, for example, in that, and Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to go 49ers in this one, and I'm going to because McCaffrey, man. McCaffrey is just blowing out the doors. Ayuk is blowing out pretty well. I think that what the 49ers bring to the table for Philadelphia, I don't know that the Philadelphia Dogs, because they are mostly Georgia players, is going to be able to maintain it. So for that reason, I'm going to go 49ers in this one, Logan. I think Purdy gets it done, and I think he gets it done well. And so I'm going to go. It'll be a close game. I do think it's going to be a close game because the Buffalo Bills went into overtime. So for that reason, I'm going to go 28-23 in favor of the 49ers.
All right, Frankie, similar results, something different?
Nah, I'm gonna say similar results. The only thing I'll probably add in differently is Philly cannot do what they let Buffalo did. They cannot have San Francisco, get points on the board first in the first half, and then think that they're gonna come in on the second half and catch back up and play, and play this little I did a comeback again, No, when 49ers score, they score, and they do not stop. And I feel like that 3-game losing streak that the 49ers had, they finally woke them up and said, listen, let's get our heads out of our asses and let's get this ball down the field and score some more touchdowns, because clearly we're not doing something right that we stopped doing in the beginning of the season. This is going to be a really, really good game. I think, is this a Sunday night game?
I believe so.
It is a Sunday. It's Sunday night.
No, it is not Sunday night.
No?
It is 3:00. Packers and Chiefs play Sunday night because I'm taking my kid to that game.
We're getting to that one soon.
Disgusting as hell. But
he's a Chiefs fan, Frankie. Leave him alone.
All right.
Listen, this game is going to be really, really important to watch, not just for Eagles fans, not just for 49ers fans, but for the entire NFC. This right here, Jay needs the 49ers to win, because with the 49ers win this week, he goes on to play Philly the next week. So if Philly loses against this team and then lose against Dallas, guess who's now in the lead of the NFC East? That's all I'm saying. But before we let Dustin go, I just want to throw out that the Philadelphia Eagles are the first team ever to be placed as a home team underdog at being 10-1 and 49ers being 9-3 or 8-3, whatever it is. That they're the first team ever, and they're only favored by 3 points. 49ers are favored by 3 points. Philly's the first team to ever be underdogs at home with a 10-1 record.
Wow. All right. Good snap there, Frankie. Dustin, who's winning this one, man?
I think we can all safely agree that these are the two best teams in the NFL top to bottom. Not just the NFC, but the two best teams in the NFL top to bottom. And I think you can make a case that they were the two best teams in the NFL top to bottom last year. And once Brock Purdy got hurt in the NFC Championship game last year, it kind of took the lust of this game out the window, because I think a lot of people thought the 49ers were going to beat the Eagles last year in that NFC title game. Well, 49ers get their rematch, and granted, it's not for as much at stake at this point as it would be in the playoffs, but I think the 49ers have been waiting for this rematch because they feel that if Purdy did not get hurt last year, that they'd probably beat the Eagles. To the Eagles' credit, they are playing the toughest schedule in the NFL right now. If you look at their last 4 games and then what is coming, and all the Eagles have done is find new ways to win pretty much every single week, beating the teams they have to beat. And at this point, a win for Philadelphia this week, they become the first team in the NFL to clinch a playoff spot. So the Eagles have that on their mind going into this game. They have, obviously, home field. They have the division also on their mind because they know they got the Cowboys one more time and they can't afford to slip up too much. I want to pick San Francisco so bad, but I just can't go against Philadelphia right now. They're just continuing to find ways to win no matter who they play. I'm going to go 28-27.
Ooh, close one. Yeah, this is going to be a fun game to watch. It, like I said, middle of the day on Sunday, which I can watch it then. But yeah, this is kind of a toss-up, man. You could go either way. I'll go Philly getting the win in this one. Close game. I'll go final score similar to Dustin's in a way. I'll go 24-21, 3-point ball game. I think it's going to be a great game. Definitely going to want to check this one out this Sunday. All right, Broncos and Texans, two teams who have been somewhat on a rise here as of late. Frankie, I'll let you start things off with this one. Who's winning this one?
Oh, I see how you do, Logan. I see how you do. You give Jay to start off with good teams, and then when the bad teams come around, you're like, oh, the Patriot guy's down there. Since his team is bad,
Frankie, that's not why you're going first. It's because the Patriots have the same colors as Houston.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true. Listen, I like this game, honestly. Most people might not like this game because of it's the Texans with CJ Stroud, a rookie quarterback, and the Broncos, who had a shitty start to the season, but now they're turning around. Russell Wilson's looking like himself again. Sean Payton's looking like his own self again, taking the helm of this team. Listen, I'm paying close attention to this game for many reasons. The Chiefs are worried. They're not winning like they have been in the last couple of years. So the Chiefs are worried because the Broncos, let's not forget, the Broncos are 1-1 against the Chiefs. If the Broncos could keep winning and somehow, some way, find a way to take that division lead from the Chiefs, because we all know, like I said, the Chiefs have not been winning lately as they normally should. Right now, at this point in the season, the Chiefs, let's be real, if this was last year and this time in the season, the Chiefs would have already clinched the playoff spot. They would have already clinched number one spot in the AFC, but they're not. The Baltimore Ravens are up there. I'm watching this game, and also you got the Texans, CJ Stroud, turning his season around. From the start of the season, where everybody was like, "Well, is he really the guy that Texans should have gotten?" Yes, this man has shown time and time again, week after week, why he was the top 3 quarterback who should have honestly been number 1, but instead went number 2. I like CJ Stroud. I like what the Texans have been doing. They're not that far behind Jacksonville as well. I do see that if they continue to win, they can somehow, some way sneak themselves into a wild card potentially in the playoffs this upcoming season, or this coming January. This is a really interesting game, honestly. But I'm going to give my favorite over to Denver. I like what Russell Wilson has done lately. I like what Sean Payton has done, and I like what the Denver Broncos have done as well. They turned their entire franchise around the last couple of weeks.
All right, Jay McClovin, who's winning this one?
Keep it short. It's the battle of the 6 and 5s. Both teams are fighting for a playoff berth. Broncos have been playing really super hot now. They're on their win streaks. So are the Texans. And let me tell you, the Texans lost by 1 possession to the Jaguars. And the only reason they lost to the Jaguars was 6 inches. Frankie, you know that story. 6 inches, right? You lost by 6 inches. 6 more inches, and we're going into overtime. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Broncos beat the Browns. But the Browns had P.J. Walker and substitutes in, right? They're like a quarterback by committee over there. So with that being said, I don't think the Broncos can handle the Texans. And I think the Texans are going to destroy the Broncos. And with that one, I'm going with the Texans, and I'm going to make it 21-13 favorite Texans.
All right. Stack guy, who's taking this one?
When the year started, who thought both of these teams would be not only in the position they are, but in a position to potentially make the playoffs this year?
Not me.
Especially when you look at the way the Houston roster was constructed. They go and draft a quarterback that a lot of people didn't believe in just because of the reputation of that Ohio State quarterbacks don't succeed in the NFL. And here CJ Stroud is not only going to be the unanimous rookie of the year, but there's quite a lot of people that think that he's going to find his name in the MVP conversation as well. And then you look at Denver. Practically the same exact roster that this team had last year. And yet Nathaniel Hackett couldn't do a dang thing with him. And now you bring in Sean Payton. Yes, they gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins earlier in the year. But I think that was the wake-up call that the organization needed, because following that game, Sean Payton made some changes by letting go a guy like Randy Gregory, who was arguably their best defensive player. And what has happened since then? Denver's got the longest winning streak in the NFL right now at 5 straight wins to get the 6 and 5. Yep. So all of a sudden, Sean Payton's coming in and working his magic. This isn't the same Russell Wilson that you saw in Seattle. But then again, this isn't the same Sean Payton that you saw in New Orleans, because he doesn't have that same personnel that he had with Drew Brees. And I think he's finally starting to adjust to the way his team is now. And I think vice versa. The team's starting to adjust to the way he is right now. If this game was in Denver, I would pick Denver. But being that this game is in Houston, I do like the Texans in this one. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go 20-17 Texans.
Yeah, I got this one being close also. I'll give the slight edge to the Texans. I just like what C.J. Stroud has been doing there. He's looked great. I'll go final score in this one. Give me Houston. I'll go 24 and give me Denver. I'll go 24-20. Close game here. I like what Denver is doing. They've had a really good streak, but I'll give the slight edge to the Texans. All right, Dustin, you said you're going to this game, so I'll let you start things off. Chiefs and Packers, who's winning this one?
Somehow, some way, Green Bay Packers are probably going to sneak into the number 7 seed in the playoffs. And you have to look at it because Seattle's 6-6. They have the 6th seed. Minnesota's 6-6. They have the 7th seed, and the Packers are 5-6. So even if the Packers win this week to get to 6-6, they're still on the outside looking in because Minnesota beat them in the head-to-head, but they still have their one meeting in Week 17. After this game, you look at the Packers' last 5 games of the regular season. Carolina should kick the crap out of Carolina.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and Green Bay should kick the crap out of Tampa Bay and Green Bay. They get Chicago in Green Bay, should kick the crap out of Chicago. They go to Minnesota, and then they have another game, I think either against Arizona or against somebody else. So realistically, this might be the last game that the Packers lose because they're going to be favored their final 5 games of the year. So even if they lose this week to fall to 5-7, if they're favored those final 5 games, they can get to 10-7 or 9-8 because I don't know if they win at Minnesota because I think Minnesota will find a way to win that game. 9-8 is going to get the Packers into the playoffs as the 7th seed. And again, considering how their season started, nobody expected that from this team. So that's got to be considered a win, especially with this being Jordan Love's first year as a starter. And then you look at the Chiefs. This is not the same Kansas City Chiefs teams of old that would just go on that field, put up 35, 40 points per game, and people would just be like having their heads spin around in a circle trying to figure out who was going where and who was catching what pass. The one thing that Kansas City has done this year that they haven't had in the past is they have a damn good defense. And that is something that Patrick Mahomes has never had in his tenure with Kansas City was a defense that can actually win games for him. Eventually, you have to think that this offense is going to get it together or at least get it together on a more consistent basis. And maybe that happens once the playoffs start. And if their defense keeps playing the way they play, that defense could carry that team through the playoffs.
Right.
I think Green Bay does hang with Kansas City in this one because it's supposed to be like single digits and snowing Sunday night, so it's going to be freaking miserable as hell.
Have fun out there, buddy.
I think Kansas City is going to win it. I think it's going to be 24-17 just because if I have to pick between Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes with the game on the line, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Well said. Jay McLovin, who's winning?
Yeah, super quick. Patrick Mahomes. I never thought I would see 9 interceptions at this point in the season for Patrick Mahomes. It's uncharacteristic of him. Jordan Love, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. You know, at best, Jordan Love, I'm gonna put him in the tier. If he can keep correcting his actions and get a little bit better and better, and keep going that ascension rate, at best, his best he'll ever be is maybe a Phillip Rivers or a Matt Ryan. And what I mean by that is good enough to get to the playoffs, just not good enough to get to a Super Bowl. And with that being said, Chiefs are going to get the win, and it's going to be a close because of the snow and everything. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, so I'm going to go 21-13 in favor of the Chiefs.
All right, and Frankie C., who's winning this one, my friend?
Well, first of all, let me just correct Jay. Matt Ryan did make it to the Super Bowl. He just didn't win it thanks to my boys.
He also got MVP.
I was going to take a shot at him real quick. I'm sorry. Also, Stat Guy, you're crazy for going into the snow and taking your son to this game.
Fun, man.
I don't know why.
I bought these tickets back in August from my friend because it was Christmas.
All right, let's go.
All right.
For my kid.
All right. Frankie, what's your thoughts?
Listen, I'm going quick on this. If Taylor Swift is at that game, Kansas City is winning. If Taylor Swift's not at this game, Green Bay Packers is winning. At the end of the day, I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to lose to Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I don't think Travis Kelce is going to, let what happened last week continue to happen this week. I think Kansas City goes into Green Bay. I think they don't care about the snow. I think they don't care about Dustin's son. Oh, wait, no, they do care about Dustin's son because he's a Kansas City Chiefs.
He's going to win for him.
He's going to win for them. That's right. My bad, Dustin. My bad. I just like taking shots at people. Kansas City's going to win this one. Let's go, Chiefs.
For me, give me the Chiefs. Final score 28-14. I got to go with Mahomes. I just don't know if Jordan Love can perform in the big time yet. We'll see. But like I said, we will see what happens.
Before we get to this game, I just got to give Jay 2 quick things. Patrick Mahomes' record in December is 20-2, and he's won his last 16 December starts. But when you look at Jordan Love, and you compare Jordan Love's first 11 games to Aaron Rodgers' first 11 games, Jordan Love has one more victory than Aaron Rodgers had. Aaron Rodgers is 4-7. Jordan Love is 4-6. Aaron Rodgers had 16 touchdowns in his first 11 games. Jordan Love has 19 touchdowns through his first 11 games. Jordan Love has the same amount of interceptions as Aaron Rodgers through the first 11 games, and he's got a higher completion percentage. So in terms of being a tier 1, tier 2 quarterback, I'm not going to say Jordan Love is going to be a tier 1 or tier 2 at this point. But if you compare to what Aaron Rodgers did his first year, Jordan Love has outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. And like I said, that'll be definitely necessary of a deep dive after the season's over, I think. But that's another topic for another day. All right, final game on the docket here. Jaguars and the Bengals. Jay McLovin kick things off. Who is going to win this game?
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, love is still Matt Ryan. Okay, to say that, I'm going to say this. Bengals 5-6, Jags 8-3. I got Jags taking out the Bengals to go 8-4 or 9-3, and Lawrence is going to continue to do what he does.
All right, well said. We'll go Dustin. Who's up? Who's winning this one, buddy?
If Joe Burrow was playing in this game, this would be such a much better game. But Jake Browning is playing in this game, and he struggled against Pittsburgh. And Jacksonville's a much better team than Pittsburgh is. Jacksonville is also tied, well, not tied, but a half game behind Baltimore, where if they win this week, they'll be tied with the best record in the AFC and a chance to get home field. And I don't think a lot of people are even talking about the Jaguars, honestly. You talk about the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Dolphins. Nobody's talking about the Jaguars, and here they have the best record in the AFC right up there with the rest of those teams, and this is a team that needs to be taken seriously. They proved it last year towards the second half of the year that they needed to be taken seriously. They're proving it this year, and they're just doing it under the radar. Jacksonville, I think, wins going away in this one. I think 31-13. Cincinnati has a lot of soul searching to do after this season to figure out, because they spent over $100 million on that offensive line, and it has not made a difference. Joe Burrow continues to get crushed, and the more he gets crushed, the less his career is going to last. Which is unfortunate.
All right, Foxborough Frankie C, who's winning this Monday Night Football game? Is it going to be the Jaguars, or is it going to be the Bengals?
Does it really matter? A cat's winning. There's a cat winning at the end of it. But I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars just because Joe Burrow isn't playing. I'm not 100% sure on T. Higgins or Jamar Chase, so I'm pretty sure one of them are injured. I don't know if they're playing or whatnot, but it doesn't matter even if they were because Joe Burrow is not in there. I don't believe in Browning or Brownie, shall I say. I believe more in Trevor Lawrence and that crazy offense that they got over there. Let's go Jacksonville.
All right. Yeah, it is very, very unfortunate that Joe Burrow is not playing in this game, because that would make this so much more fun to watch. Other than, Jake Browning, who, God bless his soul, is going to have the entire world watching him in prime time. And look, track record has shown that if you ever have backups in a prime time, especially Monday night games.
Josh Dobbs!
Well, we saw what Josh Dobbs is. We saw what he was up to this past weekend. Last night or whatever it was. I think his spaceship is kind of coming down back to earth.
He's no longer the starter, by the way.
No, they already said.
Well, they didn't officially do it, but Kevin O'Connell said the bye week they're going to look at all options.
Hey, man, you had a good 3-week run there, brother. It's time to get you back on the bench. He said, hey, bro, these towels ain't going to warm themselves. This drinks ain't going to fill themselves. We might need you back over here, my friend.
Oh, God. You remember a time when Dustin was so high on Josh Dobbs?
I know.
You know what? The problem
all
is?
right.
But the problem was Dustin was drinking the purple Kool-Aid. Stop drinking the purple Kool-Aid.
I'm still high on Josh
right,
Dobbs, but
right.
I'm just at the point now where it's like you ride him until you can't ride him anymore, and after last night, you can't.
It looks like it. And for me, I'll keep it quick. My final score in this one, I'll go with the Jacksonville Jaguars getting the easy win. Final score in this one, I'll go 27 for Jacksonville, and for Cincinnati, I'll go 10. I'll be generous. 27-10 final score in this ball game. Well, that has been our NFL previews for this upcoming week, live, of course, here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, and, of course, on Northeast Streaming Sports' Roku channel. We appreciate them. I also appreciate Jay McLovin, Stat Guy Dustin Reese, and Foxborough Frankie C making an appearance, and always having fun here on the show, talking some NFL football. Also, go check out our college preview. We'll talk to you guys again on another live episode. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you soon.